SCHD is crushing it in 2026 so far. It is up 15% and we're already close to March. And what that means is, will it continue to last? Will these changes that are about to happen in March make SCHD's performance kind of go flat or even decline? In today's video, we're going to be talking about SCHD and the March Reconstitution. And so, let's get to it.
This video is purely educational content. It should not be considered personal finance advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor and I don't know your financial situation, risk tolerance, or even investment goals. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment. Alright, let's get on to the video.
Hey guys, my name is Steve and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people to save more and invest better. In today's video, we are diving deep into the SCHD March Reconstitution that happens every single year. We're going to be talking about why SCHD is surging in the markets, what could replace some of these sectors within the SCHD portfolio, and is SCHD a buy or a sell for 2026? Let's get to it. Before we start off with the video, let's talk about why SCHD is surging in 2026. First of all, SCHD is up 15% year to date, and that's amazing news. If we look back at 2025, we see that SCHD was only up 4.33%, and that's kind of bad if we're wanting to hold it long term and we want some growth. Now, so far in 2026, it is up 15%. Now, there are a couple things that are driving this momentum, and we'll be breaking those down. First thing is energy. So SCHD has about 21% of its portfolio sitting in energy. Now, with companies like Chevron and ConocoPhillips making up part of this portfolio, you're seeing a huge rise in this with the rise of oil prices. And so energy is making up a pretty good substantial portion of this portfolio. If we look at an ETF like XLE, which tracks energy, we see that it's already up 23% year to date, and it continues to grow. I mean, I've been talking about XLE for like the last 3 weeks, talking about these SCHD videos, and it continues to go up from anywhere from 15%. It's all the way up to 23%. And so that is amazing news if you are kind of holding some energy ETFs. So this could be a reason why SCHD is rising, and it could also be a reason why it may not rise as much in the rest of 2026. Driver number 2 is the huge tech sell-off. Just the other day, the market had gone down about $700 billion with people kind of exiting their tech holdings and putting more money into value in industrials and into blue chip stocks. Well, that's where SCHD makes a lot of their money, is through value blue chip stocks and those that may not be as sexy. And so this could be a reason why SCHD has been rising. Now, if tech does go back up, well, we're going to see a lot of money kind of flow out of those stable assets and back into tech as people like that momentum. But right now we are seeing a kind of we'll see what happens in the near future, but as the March Reconstitution is coming up, we'll see if SCHD can continue this momentum. Driver number 3 could be consumer staples. So consumer staples makes up about 16% of the SCHD portfolio right now. So that's talking about Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, maybe even like a Home Depot as well. And so some of these are, I mean, people continue to buy them. And so people are seeing this as very defensive, income building, and so they're putting their money more into those. Even Walmart is one that may not be on this list, but it is growing crazily, and people continue to look at that one. They continue to look at other consumer staples like even waste management, and so these are safe havens for people to put their money in, and then they know they're going to reap the rewards of some of those dividends and some of those income that these consistent consumer staples are producing. And so that could be a reason why SCHD is continuing to surge. So if you're looking for something that's safe, looking for energy, something that's got a pretty good dividend yield of anywhere between 3.3 to 3.4%, well, SCHD could be an ETF that could be a safe place to put your money in right now. But here's the thing, SCHD does go through a reconstitution in March of every year, and some people may love it, some people may not. A couple years ago, they had Broadcom in it, and from 2018 to 2023, Broadcom made a huge boost for its performance, and then it got eliminated because the yield just dropped too low while the price went up crazily. And so it was taken out of the portfolio, and then SCHD saw a major decline while the rest of the market was zooming. So that could be something that you may like, you may not like. But here's the thing with its reconstitution, it goes through its parameters, it takes a look at to see how every company stacks up and if the company is worthy to be in its portfolio. And it tracks the Dow Jones 100 US Dividend Equity Index, and so the Dow Jones makes these up, and so then SCHD basically copies it. But let's dive into those metrics to see which companies maybe benefit and which companies may not benefit. Now, just to get you guys a little bit of some minimum benefits, first of all, it tracks the Dow Jones US 100 Dividend Index. And so the companies also must have 10 years of consecutive dividend payments, and it also have a minimum cap of about $500 million. And then it takes a look at some other things, like we're talking about debt to income ratio, we're talking about liquidity, we're talking about the 5-year dividend growth rate, total debt, and free cash flow. Now, companies cannot have too much debt because they need to see if they're be able to pay those dividends. And that's why they look at the cash flow, they look at the debt to income ratio, and they look at other parameters to see how's this 5-year dividend growth rate going on with each company. Because if the company is paying 70% of their income to dividends, well, that's not very sustainable, and there's likely to be a dividend cut. Now, with each parameter, each kind of statistic, it is taking a look at seeing about portfolio composition as well. So no stock can make up more than 4% of the portfolio. No sector is making up 25% of the portfolio. And so we are having some great metrics in this ETF in order to make it good for most investors. If you are looking for some great income sources, maybe you're looking at stocks, crypto, bonds, CDs, or all sorts of things. But what if I told you there's another option that maybe you're missing? And this one could be something that is kind of automated and a little bit hands off, and could be something that you may want to own. Now, what I'm talking about is an automated Amazon FBA or Walmart FBA store that's performance based only. So basically, if you make a profit, the company helping you out makes a profit too. That comes to our today's sponsor, and that is Limits Express. Limits Express is a company helping people to set up Walmart FBA and Amazon FBA stores where they sell products like Colgate, Dove soap, Nike socks, and this is a cool place where you can own your own Walmart FBA store or Amazon FBA store. I started my own, and the cool thing was I watched everything just fly off the shelves where I was like, oh, I don't have any more inventory. Now I need to continue to buy and buy and buy. And the cool thing is, Limits Express helps you with all these things. What they do is they bring in more and more money in order to get the cheapest wholesale prices, and that means more profit in your pockets. And they've been helping me set up my own store. They find the supplies, they send them to Walmart, and what they do is, if you make a profit, then they get just a little bit of that. If you want to set up your own Walmart FBA store or Amazon FBA store, there's a link in my description where you can have a 30-minute call with Kyle, one of the co-founders, and he can talk you through some of the options. And this is a great place where you can have some great hands-off income where you don't have to worry about the day-to-day, but you can continue to invest for the future. All right, now let's get back to the video. So what could happen in the March reconstitution? Well, a couple things can happen. Some of our winners could be erased. Some of our losers could also be erased, and it could also mean that we're getting a little bit more healthier in different sectors than others. So what's probably going to happen is, as analysts have looked at, even through some of the analysts on Seeking Alpha and some other places, we have seen that possibly the energy sector could be reduced. Right now it's sitting at about 20 to 21%, and it could be reduced down to 12 to 15%. And that could be something that maybe you like, or maybe you don't. Like companies like Halliburton could be reduced just because of it's not meeting up to its metrics. Now, another sector that could increase could be the financial sector, because banks are always doing great with those dividends, and so that sector could increase. And we have seen this with many other ETFs, like if we look at some international ETFs like VYMI or even IDMO, those have huge financial sectors within those portfolios, and they have some good dividends and some good growth. So SCHD could add a little bit more financials just to boost it. They could also expand upon healthcare. So they could see that AbbVie and Merck could increase with their higher dividends and their higher cash to payout ratio. And so these companies could actually be boosted up, and they could also add Johnson & Johnson as part of this portfolio to increase some of those healthcare sector companies. And some potential exits, we could see ConocoPhillips leave and possibly Cisco, and there could be some others that you may not like, but the turnover ratio is usually anywhere between 20 to 40%, so some of them are going to exit and some of them are going to be brought on. So that's just a part of the March reconstitution. So why does this reconstitution in March really matter? First of all, performance matters. So if we're taking a look at the energy sector, it's making up about 21% of the portfolio, and SCHD is up 15% year to date. That energy sector could be a huge factor in this portfolio. So if we were to reduce the energy, because maybe some of the companies have skyrocketed within their price performance, but maybe their yields have gone down due to the price performance going up, they could be removed from the portfolio, meaning that they reduce kind of that huge sector that's actually boosting it. So that could be a huge factor for March. Secondly, it could be this sector rotation and exit. Energy is always an up and down industry. We have seen it down in 2025. We're seeing it up in 2026. It could be down the rest of the year and maybe up the rest of the year. This is a very cyclical type of sector, and so that could be a reason why it may be reduced. And we can see that maybe other sectors could be a better balance within this portfolio, allowing them to not dominate as much. And the third reason is historically SCHD has had a poor March just because of the reconstitution. So what will happen is they will probably get rid of some of their companies, and then the performance is going to go down just for the short term, and then it may go back up in the long term. Now in 2025, it was unfortunate because March reconstitution happened right before Liberation Day, when all the tariffs came out and the entire market kind of crashed for a little bit. And so SCHD really just didn't recover as much, and so then that could be something that you may want to look into. We don't know what's going to happen in the near future of March or even April, or what's going to even happen in the midterms. So this could be something that you may look out to. March could have the rebalancing, and so it could kind of chop some of that performance for now, but then it could soar the rest of the year, and that could be something that you may want to look into. So the question is, should you buy now or wait? And so if you're a bull of SCHD, maybe you're thinking, well, I like SCHD anyway. Why not I just buy and buy and buy and buy? And then you can rack up some of those, a whole bunch of different shares. And so if it does soar the rest of the year, well, you did make some pretty good money. And you can also think about it, if this is a retirement tool for you, SCHD is a great one because it's had historically a great dividend yield above 3%. It's had a great 10 and 5-year dividend growth rate, 10-year being around 10%, 5-year being around 5%, and sometimes it is even higher, but it is consistent on growing its dividend year upon year and paying a dividend above 3%. So this could be a great one to add, and just to add more and more shares. Now, if you are a bear on SCHD, maybe you may want to wait. Maybe as this January and February have done so great, and then we're going to have the March reconstitution, it's going to eliminate some companies that maybe you wanted to continue to add in case the performance continues to go. So you may wait and see. And so if the performance kind of tanks, that could be a great place to jump in. And so that may be something you may do. Or maybe you're looking at a third option where you don't even go into SCHD. Maybe you're looking at some of those great cover call ETFs that a lot of people talk about, and you want to continue to invest those because it's got a higher yield. That could be something you may be looking into. There's always QQQI, SPYI, and GPIQ, GPIX, and if you're into semiconductors, CHPY, which is chippy. So these are some other options that maybe you may be looking into. Either or, if you're looking at SCHD or not, the March reconstitution is a good kind of metric of seeing where this portfolio will go to. We can guess what's going to happen, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen until it happens. And so that's why I'm making this video. I want to show you guys that possibly we're going to get rid of some of that energy, and so that could mean a less performance within this portfolio. And if the tech really does take off later on within the year, SCHD could fall behind again as more money gets pulled back out. But if tech falls, more money is going to be put into those value and those blue chip stocks that SCHD always holds. So let me know in the comments, are you holding SCHD? Are you buying now? Are you waiting? What type of ETF are you buying right now? And make sure to check out my video right here about the best ranking of dividend ETFs that are ranked right up here. And I'll see you in our next video.